Okay, we're ready. Alright. So, 3, 2, 1, go. So, this is Prince of Persia, War Within, sequel to the game you just saw, and at least as broken. Probably even more. The same glitches apply, so we will be going through walls and jumping really high. But it'll take a bit longer until we get that power in this game. The first 8 minutes are fairly basic gameplay, but after that it's gonna speed up a lot. First is the boat. Everybody loves the boat who plays this game. If I don't get sub to boat, it should probably a reset.
I grow tired of this.
Actually 220 boat now that I think about it, because the timer started a bit sooner than we normally do. For convenience too. As for the route I'm gonna be doing, it's gonna be a bit arbitrary, because this game is really broken these days. It went from being come on, excuse me, I was my game sound was really high. But yeah, this game is really broken, and it went from being like a 3-hour run to a 25-minute run over the last couple of months. And the most recent route change skips a lot of really nice stuff, and we really didn't want to have them all be forgotten, so we kept this category around, and we call it Old Any Percent, or Any Percent Scenic Route. It still has everything the real route has, but it also has a little detour that shows off some of the more fancy skips. And this is one of the 2 boss fights in the series. Not in the game, I mean the entire series. I mean, Sands of Time had none. This game has 2. And the 2 Thrones, which is not at the marathon, also has no boss fights. No.
Even easier than I expected.
There we go. 230. Ah, that's really bad. Can I reset? And now the prince will lose both of his swords, which he only had one to begin with, yet he complains about losing them both. But yeah, the major difference between this game and Sands of Time is that the world is more open, and you will you'll visit same places multiple times throughout the game, and you will visit both the present version of them and the past version of them. And currently we are in the present.
All are lost. I will find the one who did this, and she will pay.
But yeah, the reason why the open world makes a big difference in this run is that, come on now, you can trick the game into thinking that you are much further into the story than you actually are, and you can skip about, what did I say, 80% of the game, just by fooling the game like that, by jumping off a cliff a few times, and the game gets really confused about that. But yeah, the first 8 minutes is basically just platforming, with a few really minor skips like these jumps right here. They save at most like 10 seconds in total with everything small you do. We wouldn't be fighting any enemies this early on, because we only have a wooden stick, and even when we get weapons, we won't spend too long fighting. Okay, that is a pretty decent beach. And now we will get our first actual weapon. This is a spider sword, it's a common sword on the island. We will never find another one.
I know you're out there. Show yourself. Where I come from, we face our opponents. And if our enemy
Also, I hope you like the soundtrack to this game, because to my knowledge it only has like 1 or 2 songs that repeat all the time. Or it could be just we skip every other place where there are other songs. And there's the common sword. And the first thing I do is get rid of my stick, which was at that time my secondary weapon. This guy I think is supposed to be some kind of a mini-boss, but there's absolutely no reason to fight him, even if you're doing completely normal routes. Because you'd never go that way anyway. And he doesn't follow you at all, so he is one of the least threatening enemies in the game.
I want to win with honor. Get back on your feet.
Actually, coming up is the trick I'm probably the most afraid of at the moment, because I didn't really practice the first 8 minutes, as it's really basic. And I can actually die to one of the wall runs here. It's not a big time, it's just to push me back to this checkpoint right here. And this right here, let's see. For some reason this has been giving me trouble, but okay, that's fine. You just have to stop doing the wall run a bit early, and you can just hang on to the ledge and save a few seconds. I was really considering not doing it because it's been giving me trouble. Also, side rolling is the fastest way to move, so we'll be doing that whenever we can. It takes a bit of setting up, and it's difficult to do in small corridors. But if there's a chance to side roll, I will probably try to do it.
Madness. What magic is this?
Also, the difference between zips in this game and Sands of Time is that you only have 6 seconds to do the inputs. So doing this with a controller is just about impossible. So instead we have we are using the mouse wheel to walk back and forth. It's less precise, but it allows us to get much more inputs per zip. And now we have recall, which completely breaks absolutely everything. I'm gonna take this checkpoint just to safety, just in case this first zip goes wrong. Because if it goes wrong, the game puts me back really far. Yeah, we're supposed to go through the door over there. Let's not do that. I like this corner more. Whoops. So we're gonna do a block roll, a roll, and another roll, please, Prince. And then we're gonna walk. And that should do it. Now we're gonna go through a hallway and a large room, and we're gonna go out of bounds because I apparently missed the trigger. But that's fine, that's why I took the checkpoint. We should die in like a couple of seconds now. That just means my angle was a tiny bit off. But yeah, rip world record pace.
It seems I've discovered one of the time-traveling portals the old man spoke of.
That felt a lot better. Yep, there we go. That's a fairly small skip actually. It's only a couple of rooms, nothing too big. But the next couple of zips that I'm gonna do are going to be the major ones that skip a huge chunk of the game. And again, side rolls are really fast compared to just walking. The next zip is actually one of the more difficult ones in the game, because it involves doing a jump blindly. And in this game you can't see when the jump happens, so you just have to assume that you're doing it at the right time. Just gonna grab that sand. Grab the sand, thank you. And then hopefully we're gonna skip to like halfway through the game. Let's see how it goes. There we go, perfect. So we're not supposed to be able to get through that door until much later in the game. So now we're heading to the throne room. What we were supposed to do normally is open that gate by... actually I have no clue how. But we were supposed to go through the mechanical tower and the garden tower, which would take a really long time. We'll still visit them, but we'll skip the first visit completely. And at the moment the game is probably quite confused as to where I am. In the story, that is. Because this game has fantastic thing called story gates, which I'm not gonna get too much into because nobody understands how the hell they work. And the more we've looked into them, the less we understand. And whoop. Here I have to backtrack a tiny bit, because there's a low trigger around here. There we go. And then I need to go through the door in front of me, which is again a jump and a roll to give me the distance and the height. That should be good. And there we are. These portals are completely RNG based. You have to press these buttons in the right order and the time portal will activate and allows us to travel to the present. Okay. Oh, it was decent RNG. I think if you get the everything first try, it takes like 10 seconds, and if you get the worst possible RNG, it's like 40 seconds. So it's a pretty big part of the run, just getting decent buttons. And then I'm just gonna take the checkpoint and jump off a cliff. Because we're not supposed to be there, so the game doesn't really know what to do, and the next area won't load unless I jump off a cliff. We're gonna be suiciding a lot in this run. Alright. And going through this portal will give us the second sand power, I think, which is the slowdown, which we won't be using a whole lot. We'll use it in the final boss fight and I think like one other bit, but everything else, it's useless, really. It's actually even optional in the other bits. Okay, these dogs are really dangerous, especially the one that's hanging on the wall. There we go. Don't even have to attack him. Okay, let's see if I get this one.
Kotti,
Hello!
how is it with the odd donation or two?
Go right ahead.
I'll go right ahead then. We have $5 from Serge B, which is technically for the French restream, but he also suggests naming Quinn and Marek, which should remind you all that you can donate for Final Fantasy IX donation incentives tomorrow. Then we have $5 from Weo186, who says Terese Zormester, Torre la Davata. And we have $1 from JD Harlequin saying, So Kotti, are you going for the hybrid library?
I'm absolutely going for the hybrid library.
Catalysts. P.S. I will donate another buck if Joe will hold Kotti's beard for a minute.
Is Joe here? In any case, that skips a big portion of the game. We're normally supposed to... I love this jump. It works so well. But yeah, we're normally supposed to... Why would I jump like that? I am an idiot. Wow. I don't even know where that puts me right now. Hello, Joe.
Hello.
That probably puts me really far back, actually. I was trying a new skip that we haven't found yet. And it didn't work out. Luckily it only puts me back here. That's not too bad. Yeah, we're supposed to go and pick up a mask that turns us into the Sand Wraith, which is another character in this game who loses health all the time, up to a certain point, and also regenerates sand, which is really good for the speedrun, considering you need sand to do the zips. So we have basically infinite zips after that happens. And we don't have to worry about sand management at all. But of course, we're not gonna go pick up the mask. That's too simple. And there's a cutscene, and we don't want to watch that. Instead, we just press more buttons and turn into the wraith a bit later. But that was perfect RNG. Nice. Saves back the time I lost by trying a skip that hasn't been found yet. And now all we get is one extra sand tank, which is actually quite helpful. I don't actually know, we don't. We get some other sand power that we're maybe using once throughout the run. We get a new sand tank at some point. Who knows when.
I have allowed the Dahaka to control me, to fill me with fear. Fear of my capture, my destruction, the loss of my family and friends. Now the creature fills me with rage. I will destroy Kylina in the present, and I will be free.
And then Prince is just talking about some Dahaka and some Kylina, neither of which we know what they are. It's fine. No, whoops. I don't know how to solve this room, so I'm just gonna zip through it.
Kotti, why don't you, please?
Hmm?
Why don't you know how to solve it, please?
It's too difficult. I'm bad at platformers. I'm gonna make a save save right here because there's a chance that the game crashes. It shouldn't with the strats I'm using, but I don't trust this game. No one should trust this game. Okay, we need to reach the ledge on the other side of that arena. And we can't touch the arena because there's a boss fight in there. And we don't want to fight that. It takes time. Okay, that felt alright. Let's see how it goes. Ah, no surprise. One of the rolls was a bit delayed, so it threw me off. I need to release the rewind as soon as Prince jumps, otherwise I die of fall damage. And the game might crash right now, but it shouldn't, because usually once you're across the pit, you're fine. And just puts you back to the fountain. Or did it just crash? Yes, it did!
Woohoo! Applause for the crash!
Come on, where's the mouse? I don't have the mouse. Thank you. There we go. We're gonna need Task Manager anyway, so let's just keep that open. It's gonna come in handy later on, I'm sure. This actually is fairly rare in Warrior Within. There's like a couple of common crash points, but we can usually avoid them. Not today. This game is less about crashes and much more about soft locks. So if you have a friend, you can just make a bet and see if the game soft locks or not. And oh yeah, this thing happens when we load the save. I am now the Sand Wraith because the game is extremely confused as to what the hell happened. And it just puts me forward in the story when I load the save like that. It's a bit unfortunate it happened because we could have seen the floating head for like 3 seconds. Because later on I was gonna just jump off a cliff a couple of times and turn to the sunray like that, but crashing is another viable option. I usually prefer not doing it because it loses like 15 seconds. But this works too. And I had to backtrack to that ledge to load to the next area. Now I'm actually tempted to try some new zips that I have never done before and that probably no one has done before. But I'll resist it for now. Because I'm not supposed to be the sand raid yet. I'm normally supposed to just jump off this cliff and turn to the right like that, but no, there's no need, so we'll save some of the time back. Coming up is everybody's favorite zip, because for some reason people really can't seem to do this consistently. I'm gonna go here and do a roll and just tap the keyboard. I can't do this with the mouse wheel because I need to go in that specific direction. And hopefully... that's not quite it. Try again. So this keyboard is taking inputs really strangely. The direction keeps changing. That's not right. Oh my god. Well, that happened.
Softlock, game over. What else are we expecting?
It's more about how many softlocks and in how many ways do I softlock. Interesting jump right there, Prince. Thanks. Like, I think we stopped counting how many different softlocks we have. But the count would be pretty high. Yeah, that doesn't look right. Yeah, something's off. He's supposed to go straight to the bottom left. He's not doing it. I may have to think of some backup strats if this doesn't work. Yeah, I'm supposed to be right next to the fountain after this zip. I'll try it once more, and if that doesn't work, I'll just do a backup. Luckily, this is the only zip in the game that requires the keyboard. Yeah. Alright, we'll just use a backup. Which I'm gonna have to think of right about now. Out of my way. I don't want to go too close to that door because there's a cutscene. Stop attacking me, please. Thank you. Maybe something like that? I just need to get past the doorway. Yeah, that works. So I would have zipped here into this room. And apparently this saw blade didn't activate because I did something wonky. Or it is. That's actually nice. Here I'm using slow mode just so the enemies can't follow me too soon. Because if there's enemies nearby as I do this jump, the prince will target the enemies and not the switch. And going through the door is really difficult.
Do as you are told and kill him. Stop before he gets any further.
And coming up is the last set of buttons, and we will... And after that, the only RNG in the game is the final boss fight. And I'm not sure if I'm gonna be taking any risks there. Sometimes these two first buttons don't work immediately, so I'm gonna press them a couple of times. Never mind, it worked. Okay, RNG is not great. At least I found the first button soon, so that's good. Alright, that's pretty good. And now we have the new sand tank. And for the first time we'll see that the Haka that Prince was talking about, and he's
I must find my way back.
a bit of a dumb enemy considering he's trying to kill the Prince. And he just wastes all his opportunities like this. At least a few times throughout the game normally. And so that scream is amazing. Okay, let's see if this enemy is nice. Okay, that's a new one. I've never seen that before. Where is she? Alright, that's fine. Just run away, I guess. And then we're gonna just jump up here. There we go. This is the only part in the game where you have to use slow-mo to get through this door. And even that's optional because of course you could just zip through the door just fine. But it's not worth it. But yeah, there was a large room that I never entered, which was supposed to be some fairly complex platforming. I don't know, I haven't been there in years. But we're of course not doing any of that because we can just jump up through the ceiling just fine. And this portal is already active because in the story the game thinks we've already been here a long time ago, but obviously we haven't. And again we gained some power that we're never gonna use. Let's see. The next bit is just fairly basic platforming. You can actually damage boost through this saw blade like that. So you have just enough health as the Sandred because the health drain that he has stops just in time, so it's survivable. And here we're supposed to press a button to open the door there. Instead we're just gonna aim at the room behind the door. And you can see this room deload. And hopefully I get this. Otherwise it may be a soft lock. Alright, got it. And I'm going to actually take the next checkpoint, because the next zip is fairly difficult, and I would like to have some health at some point, so I can tank through a few traps if needed. So now we're gonna do a drop glitch, which involves spamming rewind as you hit the ground, so you can survive a fall that you are not supposed to be able to survive. Let's see if I get it. Because this one is the biggest drop you can do in this round. Involves 3 rewinds. Alright, that's good. And this is one of my favorite zips in the game, right here. Oh, actually that setup looked pretty good. Alright. Just Gotta aim this just right, and then I'll do that. And hopefully we will hit some triggers and land inside a cave. There we go, that's good. Definitely one of my favorite zips in the game. And hopefully the next area has loaded, sometimes it doesn't. Okay, it's here. We're fine. And this is also quite a fun zip. I don't have to do it like this, but it looks so stupid that I can't resist. Because it's like a airplane trying to land and being unsuccessful. There we go. And right now we're in the room that we skipped right at the beginning with the first zip. And yeah, we've been there to the right. That's like where my first zip landed. In the real Any Present we would just come straight here and skip everything I've done so far. That's basically the difference between the real route and the scenic route. And of course the real route is probably less likely to softlock. But recently I found ways to make that happen too. Alright, and here's another zip involving a jump and a couple of rolls. Oh, I hope that spin doesn't affect this. I might go into the wrong direction if that... okay, it's fine. There we go. Oh, that's not exactly good. Just gonna jump off right there because I do need that area to load. I somehow managed to miss a load trigger in the room I zipped through, which is pretty interesting considering the trigger is supposed to be about the size of the entire room. And I went straight through it. I'm apparently making promises in the chat. I'm okay with that. Alright, maybe this time I'll hit the load trigger. Let's see. And there we go. Well, that's still fine. I didn't quite land on the platform, but I can just jump up because it's not a big distance. Just a small jump like that. There we go, and let's see if that platform disappears. Yep, it does. Just gonna take this for safety. Actually, I think I promised to the Prince of Persia Skype group that I would kill myself at Foundry. Just to see if what happens with the soft locks. Increase my odds. I'm tanking a lot of damage here for no good reason. That's cool. I had too much health. That's all. Don't worry about it.
Speaking of damage, good reasons, and validity, we have a $1 donation from Epic Dude Guy who says, if you won't get double Nado skip, this run is invalid.
Should I go for double NATOs? We'll find out. Alright, and here's another rewind glitch. So we're gonna survive a drop again, even though we're not supposed to. There we go. And this zip is quite interesting. I'm gonna zip downwards using this curtain. I'm just gonna give it a few seconds so nothing else gets into the zip. There we go. And we're gonna go pick up the best normal weapon in the game, aside from the one that you get by doing 100%. There we go. Gonna finally ditch the common sword that I had the only one of. And get the Scorpion Sword. We're not actually gonna use this sword to do anything. It's actually completely useless in the game. And the only reason we get it is because the secondary weapon we get has its damage based on the damage of your main weapon. So if we just stick with the Spider Sword and then get the special secondary weapon, it still does no damage. but now that we have this, it's gonna do a bunch of damage and it's gonna kill the final boss in about 20 hits, I believe. Had we just used the old sword, it would probably taken up like 300 hits if we're lucky. And now's the exciting part, because we don't know what's gonna happen. The game is a bit confused as to where we are, so I might have... oh, I do have the correct area. That is quite surprising, honestly. So, the game hasn't softlocked yet.
Yeah, I was about to say, don't be happy about it before the game softlocked.
Oh, of course not. I still assume this is gonna softlock. Like, odds are on softlock's favor, absolutely. But if this wall isn't here, then the game thinks you are the prince. And you are a bit screwed. You can still keep going and it might not softlock. We don't know at all what's causing any of this. Because, like I said, the more we look into this, the less we understand. Also, the bottom half of this area, I mean top half, is also correct. So far so good. Also, you can see the Haka chasing me right now. It's real scary. Extremely threatening right now. There. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna try a really minor cutscene skip right here. It's not even worth a zip. I got it. That saves maybe 3 seconds considering I took time to set it up. Old princess is that it's kind of foggy in here. Better watch my step.
I can't see a damn thing. I'd better watch my step down here.
Yep. And soon we are gonna get the secondary weapon I was talking about. You can call it the light sword, the lightsaber, the banana, whatever you want. You'll see it soon enough. So I'm gonna zip right into the room where it is in. It's supposed to be hidden, but it's really easy to find even casually. Let's see, that should be right. Maybe a bit farther to the right, but we'll find out. I mean, we have infinite sand, so we can just try again and again. There we go. And there's the banana. Just walk right through this wall. There we go.
Ooh, banana.
Yes. The rest of this cave is pretty basic. We tried finding some zips for this cave, but the load triggers are placed in such a way that it just isn't convenient and it doesn't save time because it's already a short section. So the only one that's any use is that the one to the banana. Actually, I think I'm gonna take the checkpoint right here, just in case. And you're really gonna use just about any action to do a zip, so I'm gonna try something a bit different. There we go. Normally I would use a roll here, but I think that looks nicer. Perfect. And this room is another one I don't really know how to solve, so we're just gonna zip right to the end.
Kotti, what do you know about this game, goddammit?
Not much. The more I try to understand, the less I actually know. And then we just have to backtrack here to hit the trigger. Oh, that enemy is not supposed to be here. Yeah. Yep. What that means is that the game thinks I am the prince. Or at least it loaded the area that's intended for the prince and not the sand wraith. So the odds of soft locking went up by a decent amount. We'll find out soon enough. Let's see if this room is correct. Alright, this room seems to be the normal one. So we have of the sections that can be wrong, only one was wrong out of 4. So I mean, hey, we're doing quite okay. I still don't know how that affects anything. Don't think anyone does. We'll see. We'll see. It's gonna be interesting. Place your bets now. And here's another really quick rewind trick to get down from here. We can't climb down this normally because it's gonna trigger a cutscene intended for the prince. There we go.
I've never seen such a large clockwork.
And gonna trigger this dialogue to load to the next area.
Some tremendous machine.
For safety, grab this.
I wonder.
There's some boss fight over there, which was supposed to be for the prince. He's always there. We never care. Instead, we're just gonna fly right past him. There we go. And as you can see, the next area is not quite there yet. So we're gonna jump off here and rewind. And it's looking much better right now. And this is where things get really exciting, because I don't have a clue what's gonna happen. There's either gonna be a cutscene, or there's not gonna be a cutscene, or there's gonna be a cutscene, but the cutscene won't do anything. I think my money is on no cutscene at the moment. And if there's no cutscene, I'm gonna have to load up backup save. Let's see. Oh, that looks promising. Oh, it works. No soft lock yet. Oh yeah, we were supposed to see this cutscene from a different perspective a long time ago. I don't know when. There's still a chance that the prince will try to remove the mask, and he's gonna take it off, but he's gonna remain as the Sand Wraith.
It's loose.
This is something we call the glue percent. I've really rarely seen it, so I don't think it's gonna happen. Okay, it didn't happen. Everything went just as intended, except that one guy who spawned and jumped around the arena. And there's a chance the game crashes now. No? Okay. I think we're pretty much set for the rest of the game. Everything should be fine. And now we're just gonna go back to the drone room. Pretty much the same thing we did before. Except this time when we go through the portal, we're not gonna go not pick up the mask. Instead we are gonna go fight the final boss. And unlike Sands of Time, you actually can't skip the final boss yet. We know exactly where the trigger for the credits is, but for some reason it doesn't work. We've been trying to figure that one out, because it would save like several minutes in the run. There's also something behind this door, like a hourglass or something. Not really important. Might be important for the story, but don't really care about it. It's a bit difficult to follow at this point. There we go. And I'm gonna take the checkpoint because I'm gonna have to suicide again. Because once again, the game doesn't expect me to be here, so the next... Actually, let's go through the portal. Show you what happens. Yep. I mean, that's one way to suicide. Works just as well. And now when I go through it, the area should be loaded just fine. So gonna make a save again. Because should I go for the double skip?
Yes.
Alright. Because in the final boss there is a way to skip some cycles, and it's pretty risky. Because either you save like 40 seconds or you die and have to redo the fight. So I really hope I get it. This is like where runs go to die, especially in a real any percent, as this is the only piece of RNG in the entire run. So, and it saves a good chunk of time, so you gotta go for it if you want to get a good time. Also, there's some really amazing dialogue coming up right now. We've never met this person before.
I know what you've seen, what you think you've seen in the timeline.
Then you know I have no choice.
There is always a choice, Kylina.
Then I choose to live, and for you to die.
Alright. Now.
Don't you see? We can change our fate. This isn't what happened the first time we fought.
The first time?
That's what I've been
The
trying
first
to
time?
tell you. If you just let me
No more
explain.
words, Prince. If you've only things to say and nothing to show, then let us finish
I'm
this.
sorry.
Alright. And now she should do exactly this. These are the cycles we want to be skipping. This is the first of the 3 that she normally does. She's just gonna throw some tornadoes at us. And there's nothing we can do but wait. That was a really surprising spawn. Didn't like that. Luckily, it still didn't hit me. Okay, now she's gonna land, and there's gonna be a mashing sequence. I'm really bad at mashing, so I'm probably gonna lose. Ah, I can't do anything. Or it may have been a setup for the double skip. And now I'm gonna hit her until she's really low on HP. Alright. And now I'm gonna mash the secondary attack and hope I don't die.
Want to hurt you,
There's nothing else I can do.
cannot allow that to happen.
Oh! Oh, wait, I'm alive? How am I alive? You're not supposed to survive that! Woohoo! I'll take it. That's nice of the game. Well, we can still go for a single skip. There we go. Let's see. As soon as he lands, I'm gonna attack. Come on. Time.
Face yourself, it seems, my prince.
That was definitely an interesting fight. Don't think I've ever survived a failed double skip. Alright, that's Warrior Within, and that's a really nice camera angle. But yeah, I believe we're down here.
Well, thank you very much, Kotti, for that run of a game that you maybe know parts of, maybe know a little bit less, and cannot control softlocks or no softlocks. Maybe you should try and solve the rooms that you don't know yet.
Nah,
Oh, is that a bad idea?
no, I'm bad at this game.
Oh, come on.
I gotta cheat to win.
Anyways, you saw Kotti's Prince of Persia